Moments aren't simply lived anymore. They're assessed for whether they should be recorded. There's a subtle shift that happens the instant you reach for your phone. A living experience becomes material, content, an artificial representation of life. And without realizing it, you step further away from the real world. We live in an age where documenting everything feels perfectly natural. A sunset becomes content. Conversation becomes material. Even the quiet parts of life become things that we need to collect. We justify it as saving memories, preserving connections, or capturing inspiration. But something essential gets lost in that process. Not the moment itself, but your contact with it. But the memory that remains feels strangely hollow and sterile. You might take photos at a gathering and later realise that the real texture of that night, the atmosphere, the depth of the conversations never reached you. You record your friends laughing, but suddenly feel like a spectator, observing your life from the outside. You are present in the physical sense, but not in the deeper sense that makes that moment real. Instead, life begins to feel second-hand. It changes your relationship to the moment profoundly. Once you frame something, you start analysing it, how it looks, how it can be interpreted, how it might appear later. The lens becomes a thin barrier, an almost invisible wall that places you slightly outside of the moment. You no longer encounter the event directly, and what disappears in that shift is the very thing you were trying to capture in the first place. The immediacy, the weight, the sense that this is actually happening to you. Here's the deeper paradox. The more you try to preserve something real, the more that realness slips through your fingers. The sense of awe, connection, the feeling of being alive, they matter because they cannot be stored, they cannot be captured, they can't be simulated. Their significance comes from the fact that they're not only real, but they're fleeting.